Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we'll be discussing the Wisconsin Badgers football schedule for the 2023 season. Last year was not that good of a year for Wisconsin. They went 7-6. You won your bowl game, but that was pretty much your highlight of the year. You fired your coach, and now you have Luke Fickell from Cincinnati, who is your coach and new head coach. And then you also brought in an offensive coordinator with him. I forgot his name, but I'll put him up on the screen. But there's going to be a change looking like it's going to happen at Wisconsin, and it looks like it's going to be a different type of offense. Instead of just running the ball consistently, it will be mainly pass plays and stuff. And because of that, they brought in a guy who was shown to throw the ball from SMU named Tanner Mordecai. And when he was with SMU, last year he had 3,524 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. That is a pretty good year. SMU did not do half bad either. So yeah, this looks like a guy who can be a pretty good prospect for them. But their problem last year was offense. Their defense didn't do half bad, but when you look at their points per game, it says, I'm pretty sure 26 points per game they said they averaged. But sometimes I look at teams and it's like, there's no way you average that many points. There was no way with that type of team, when I watch you play, you did not average that many type of points. So I did two little stats myself I went into, and I found that kind of heavily disproves that point. First of all, last year they had 5 games that they did not score at least 20 points. In comparison, Iowa had 7 and Nebraska had 6. You're within range of having the same amount of less than 20-point games than Iowa and Nebraska. That is not good. And last year, your 3 biggest games of points, or 3 biggest games when just becomes a point total, was New Mexico State, Northwestern, and Illinois State. Those teams are terrible. So I took those out and I averaged out the rest. So it's a 9-game sample size. That's still a good amount. When you average that out, it's 19.1 points. That sounds more reasonable. So let's get into the nitty gritty of everything. We're already in that, but let's talk about the spring game that we watched out. Tanner Mordecai, again, he looked promising at SMU. He had 4 interceptions with, I don't think, any touchdowns. One of them was not his fault at all. It's just a drop pass. But it's 4 interceptions. That is terrible. And then you had Ricardo Hallman, who had 3 interceptions that day. Great job by him. It looks like they're going to use their tight ends a lot, which is Wisconsin. That makes a lot of sense. And he didn't put up many points because all these turnovers he kept putting up. I think he had 5 total interceptions that day if you combine all of them. Their defense is not going to be their problem. Their defense is going to be good. Their defense is always pretty solid. So hopefully that can continue for Wisconsin fans. And you need a good quarterback, and I think hopefully with this team, if Tanner Mordecai actually can play like he did at SMU, that will change. But let's get into the schedule. You're at home to start off the year against Buffalo. You're going to beat Buffalo. Then you're at Washington State. Last year, Washington State did upset you at Wisconsin. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Washington State is not that good. And I think with Luke Fickell coming in, he's going to change his offense around. He's going to hopefully make it better and consistently put above 21 points, and that'll give their defense a chance to hold them up. Last year, they scored 14. They'll definitely score more than that. I got Wisconsin beating Washington State. Then you're at home again versus Georgia Southern. You're going to beat Georgia Southern, so that is a 3-0 start, which that's the best start you can possibly have with a non-conference win on the road. That's a great start. And then you're going to Purdue. Pretty sure Hudson Card is now the quarterback at Purdue. This team did make the Big Ten title game last year. Purdue did. I think Purdue is going to be good enough. They're going to put up enough points. I got Purdue beating Wisconsin, so I got Wisconsin dropping this is their first loss of the year for Wisconsin. And then you have a home game, an easy one against Rutgers. You're going to beat Rutgers. Then you're at home versus Iowa. This is going to be the most boring game of the whole year. Wisconsin versus Iowa. I've seen Iowa put up 7 points. I think again, who was it against? Kent State or something like that, or North Dakota, or South Dakota State, and they stole one, scoring 7 points. Their defense is great. Their offense is a huge problem. At Wisconsin, they're not going to be able to score at all. I got Wisconsin winning this one. So right now you're 5-1 heading to Illinois, but the following game after Illinois is at home versus Ohio State. I think it'll be kind of looking a little bit too forward to Ohio State. I think Illinois they showed out really well last year. They did lose the running back. His name's Caleb Brown. They did lose him to the draft, but I think this team's going to be still pretty good. I got Illinois beating Wisconsin. So I think Wisconsin's going to kind of be looking ahead at home against Ohio State, possibly 6-1 at that point. Looking at that, I think they'll be looking ahead too much. I got Illinois beating Wisconsin, so I got Wisconsin losing this one. Then you're at home versus Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to be too much for them. No matter how good your scoring is, no matter how good your defense is, your scoring is not going to match with Ohio State's scoring. I got Ohio State winning this one. I don't know the last time Wisconsin's beat Ohio State, to be honest. I'll put up when the last time they beat Ohio State in the box score of that. Then you're at Indiana. You need a win. I think you're going to beat Indiana. So you're going to win that one. And then you're at home versus Northwestern. Northwestern is such a mess right now. It's terrible in Northwestern. I got Wisconsin winning this one. Then you're at home versus Nebraska. I think Nebraska has heavy flaws, especially in the turnover department. But their offense does not look that good. Their defense is not half bad. I think last year was a very close game. Wisconsin, I think, won that one. But I think that will continue. I got Wisconsin beating Nebraska, even though Matt Rule's there. Matt Rule usually has a little bit of a iffy first year and then a really good second year. That showed at Temple. That showed at Baylor. It's just not just like showing in like bad conferences. It is showing around the whole board with the Big 12. He went from okay, like pretty bad, to really good. So hopefully they can do that with Nebraska, but not this year. And because of that, I got Wisconsin winning this one. And then you're playing at Minnesota. Minnesota is always going to be a cold place to play. I'm pretty sure this is going to be in December. Tough place to play at. I think there'll be a little bit too much for this team, for Wisconsin. This could be a very close game. Definitely a close game. But I got Minnesota winning this one. So I got Wisconsin dropping this one. So I got Wisconsin going 8-4 on the year with the possibility of making the conference championship. You have the range. You're in the easiest division in the Big Ten, of course. Yeah, I think it was like Purdue, Iowa, Wisconsin on that side. And then you got Big Ten, the rest of the Big Ten dominance of like Michigan State, the Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State on the other side. But 8-4, if you can go 8-4 and then maybe win your bowl game, possibly make the Big Ten title game again. It's been a couple years since you made it, so if you make it, that'd be great for them. So I'd be very much happy if I was a Wisconsin fan. If you guys go 8-4 this year, that's a very good year in my opinion for Wisconsin. You kind of just, can we take that next step from 7-6? Can we kind of step back? Can we step up again? And then can we do another step up? And then we're going to reevaluate after that. I think Luke Fickell is a very good coach. I think this offense will change. I think the defense will stay about the same. So yeah, but put down in the comments what you feel about this. Hit the like button if you like this video. Again, I'd love to hear y'all's opinions. You can get y'all's opinions about other videos and about how you feel about your teams. And yeah, I love seeing those. I read those, even if I don't reply to all of them. Some of them I do, some of them I don't, but I always see them. So yeah, put down in the comments what you feel about this. Hit the subscribe button if you like this type of stuff. I'll try to be posting as much as I can against schools going on. But the more like product that happens with football and basketball, the more I'm able to get stuff out and want to. I always want to, but the more I'm able to and the more stuff I can put out. So yeah, hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.